everyone, welcome to our show today. Today we're going to talk about a topic you have surely heard more than once. Is it possible to be rich and fair at the same time? Or in other words, can you have a lot of money and still treat people well? To answer this, we have invited two very special people. They work at the same company, but they have very different roles. Let me introduce Eloy, who is the head of the company, and Mark, who works there as a technician. A round of applause.
Hello, I'm a bit nervous but happy to be here.
Me too. It's my first time appearing on a show, so let's see how it goes.
Eloy, let's start with you. What exactly does a company director do?
Well, I organize the company, make important decisions, plan projects, and I'm also in charge of making sure everything runs smoothly. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure, because if something goes wrong, the responsibility is mine.
You, Mark, what?
I work on the projects. I do technical tasks, home my college, and I also talk to the clients. Without us, the things Eloy plans couldn't be done.
Now that we know what each one does, we need to talk about the topic everyone is thinking about, money. Eloy, if you don't mind, could you tell us approximately how much?
No problem. I earn about 30,000 euros a month, more or less.
I earn about 1,200 euros a month.
That means there's a quite big difference, but it's also true that Eloy has more responsibilities, and that usually influences the salary. Look at this graph. Here we can clearly see the difference in monthly earnings between the boss and the worker. It's a reality in many companies. Salaries are not the same for everyone. Eloy, do you consider yourself a fair person?
Well, I try. I try to listen to the workers, give them good conditions, and improve things when I can. I don't think rich makes you unfair. It depends of how do you treat the person.
Mark, what do you think?
I think you can be rich and fair, yeah, but I also think some bosses are. But Lloyd, well, he tries to do things right. Even that, for me, fairness isn't just about money. It's about how they treat you, if they value you, and if they respect you.
I have a question for both of you. If you had a lot of money, what would you do to be fair?
I think I'd help the people around me, and I'd also try to ensure that my workers earn more. If the company grows, everyone should grow with it.
If I were rich, I'd help my family, and I also give part of it to an organization. But above all, I wouldn't put myself above others. I wouldn't want to be a show-off rich guy.
Very good, I agree. It's not just about how much you have, but how you are. Some people say that if you are rich, you only think about money. What do you think?
Not always. There are rich people who are very generous, and there are people who don't have much but can still be unfair. The two things don't necessarily go together.
Yes, it also depends on personality. I know bosses who are very strict and sometimes don't listen, but there are others who are very kind.
Exactly, it's like in class. There are students with good grades who are friendly, and others who aren't so much. It doesn't depend on what you have, but on how. Today we discovered that being rich doesn't mean being unfair, and not having money doesn't make you a better person either. What really matters is respecting others, valuing their effort, listening to them, sharing what they have when we can. Eloy and Mark have shown us even with different salaries they can understand, respect, and work.